What is up, racers, and welcome back to another episode of our F1 2021 My Team Career Mode, episode number 8 today for the British Grand Prix. If you missed our previous video, the Austrian Grand Prix, then be sure to check that one out. It looked really good. It looked like we were actually going to finish in the points again. And then our MGUK decided to blow up. Yep, we got our first engine failure of F1 2021. I mean, this was in the making. We did this to ourselves. We wanted to be like real-life Formula 1, which is an unforgiving sport where you can be on such a good run of form and then suddenly your engine or something just decides to fail. And of course, our resource department gives us a reward of 0 resource points. Fellas, we're paying you more than just to come up with no idea of why the MGUK blew up, so fix that, please. Toyota doesn't just pay for slackers. But anyways, we get our activity timeline all sorted out, and well, I wanted to invest in more durability, but all our departments are full at the moment, but we get a slew of upgrades coming in, including our rear wing downforce upgrade. Unfortunately, our drag reduction upgrade on the barge boards failed, so we have to reinvest in that. A little annoying, if I do say so myself. And we're finally able to invest in our turbo durability upgrade that we wanted to invest in, along with a minor ERS upgrade. So, as you can see, a lot of upgrades coming on as well. We try to propel this TF110
unfortunately
back to where it deserves to be, towards the top of the grid.
Here.
But we have a decision by staff burnout. So I guess this is the excuse for coming up with 0 resource points as to why our MGUK blew. I guess, well, actually, that's more reliability or durability. But anyways, staff burnout. You don't want that. We don't want our powertrain morale to go down. So I'm just going to agree. Spend a little cash, but boost the morale.
Not an easy decision, but you handled it well. Thanks.
Good to see that at least one member of this team is performing at peak efficiency. Anyway, enough said. We're moving on. We moved through the timeline, and we're at the British Grand Prix now. And it looks like it's going to be, well, it's going to be sunny and dry. A little overcast during qualifying, but, you know, kind of what we expect from British weather. But as you can see, I realized something when I was watching some other F1 YouTube creators, that there's a percentage of precipitation at the bottom, and that's from the approximate forecast accuracy. So we're going to change that in the settings, so we'll see an approximation, kind of like in real life Formula 1, of when rain's going to hit. And as you can see, rain did hit us during FP1, and we didn't look that great, honestly. P13, P18, hopefully we'll do better in the dry runs, because I mean that's what the race is going to look like, but we end up looking worse during the dry runs. I'm sorry, how is that possible? Sato was 2 places lower, and we go down a place. Oh god, I have a feeling, I think we really did just lose all the momentum we gained over the last few races. We gained back to P13 and FP3, but qualifying is going to be tough. So let's just head into it and get it over with. And here we are, into qualifying. And thankfully, there you can see the percentages are up and it doesn't look that bad. We're going to go with balanced default 3 because Silverstone is quite a weird circuit. There's a lot of high-speed sections, but you need to have quite a bit of downforce, that's specifically through Sector 2. And as you can see, as we enter Sector 2, a lot of understeer as we head through Brooks into left field. Barely keeping it in, and well, that gravel trap, we're going to see a lot more of it as the session goes. But here we go, around the final corner, down to Hamilton Straight, and it's P4 at the moment, but we went out very early, so I expect us to plummet down the leaderboard, as we just did right now. We're back into P13, that just seems to be the spot we love to be in. So we go for another lap, and this turns out to be the best lap of qualifying, so we're going to show the whole thing. Heading through Abbey, the quick right-hander, into a quick left-hander, heading towards Farm, into Village now, and we're entering towards the Loop. A lot of the turns around Silverstone have names, so it's good to keep track of. Here we go, getting ready to propel ourselves onto the Wellington Straight, up by about 2.5 tenths of a second, opening the DRS flap, down the Wellington Straight. This is a great spot for overtaking. There's a lot of good spots overtaking on Silverstone, as you try to brake later, but try to hit the apex of Brooks. We don't really we fail to do that. Go through left field, a little wide, dip a tire into the grass that scrubbed the left front tire. Hopefully that doesn't do any bad. And here we are heading towards Cops, a corner made infamous in the real-life 2021 season, hugging the apex, unlike Lewis Hamilton, losing the back end. No shade on Hamilton, though, honestly. But anyway, through Maggots and Beckett now, very critical that we get turn the wheel exactly at the right time, get in our braking points, pinpoint, and not a very good job. This was actually a very difficult complex for me over the course of qualifying. Down the hangar straight towards Stowe, hugging the apex just about right, but we're still losing time. We're down to a 10th of a second gain into the final chicane, down into Club and into, sorry, that's Vale. This is Club coming up right now, the final corner, and we're only improved by about 2/100ths of a second. We're still in P13. Hopefully that's enough. So we go out again for another lap, but we're still not improving. We're down to 10ths this time, and the tires are really scrubbed, and we go further into the gravel trap and lose 4/10ths. So ultimately, there was no point continuing the lap, and somehow we make it into Q2. Lando gets the fastest times, and the McLarens at their home race looks like they're going to be quite the force against teams like Mercedes, and McLaren Ferrari is doing really well for themselves too. But P14, we got a lot of improvement to make. Sato, well, he's improved over the last few qualifying performances he's had. So hopefully he can keep this up. Now, Q2, very much more overcast now. So the tire temperatures are a lot colder, harder to get the grip, as you can see, due to the final parts of Beckett's terrible run. We ride a bit too much curb through Club, and we set the worst time. That being said, we were on a set of scrubbed soft compound tires, so hopefully there's some time to be found. But as we head on to our second and final lap of Q2, we go a little wide through Stowe, and we get a track warning, limits warning. I think that's our first one of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember. But anyways, again, through Woodcut. We just go into the gravel trap every time, and that's just ruining our tires and our lap. We gain a bit of time somehow through Beckett's though, so it was a better run. And as we head into Vale, into the Club corner, passing the grandstands, here we go. We're up by 2/10ths. I don't think it's going to be enough though. We're down in P15. Not very optimistic. And, well, there you go. There's proof. Lando tops the session again. So I'm half expecting the McLaren to be on pole position at Lando's home race. That would be pretty phenomenal. But both Mercedes and Ricciardo got on a medium tire, so look out for them. But P15, a lot of work to do. Hopefully we can play some alternate strategy games to get ourselves back into the points and continuing our form. But let's just head into the race and see what we can do.
Welcome along then to Great Britain and the Great Silverstone circuit for today's Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let me ask you about Aston Martin. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, the engineer and Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, Giovinazzi, Marino Sato and George Russell. Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty. Mazepin, Latifi and Yuki Tsunoda. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Sure thing, Jeff. We get promoted 2 places up the grid thanks to the grid penalties inflicted on the AlphaTauri. So it looks like the Honda engine is starting to wear out a little quicker. We're starting to see the other Honda teams suffering. We're going to see if we can go into a medium soft strategy, do something alternate to the front runners. And speaking of the front runners, top 12, Noah's Ark arrived on the grid. It's just 2 by 2 every team on each row. Hopefully we can do something to disrupt that. Here we go. 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix. P13 is lights out, and away we go. It's a great start by us compared to Fernando Alonso. We're trying to squeeze up the middle of Ocon and Stroll. Stroll squeezes it out. We pass Ocon. Ooh, we make contact with the rear of the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll into turn 2. Collision of Ocon, though, which is where we dived on the inside of Lance Stroll, going side by side with the Canadian, who's on a better compound, but Stroll is still on our inside. We give him some space into the run to the Wellington Straight. And that's a beautiful move. We're up into the points. That was a great start by us. Let's look at that replay again, though, and see if we hit our front wing. You can see just how we're squeezed, pincered by the two. And Stroll just moves over to block us off. Fair play to him. He's got the advantage. He's ahead. But this battle with Stroll, I mean, the AI in F1 2021 have just been phenomenal with the side-by-side battles. Look at this fight through, going around the outside on the harder compound tire to Stroll. But here we go, heading into Copse corner, and suddenly a problem starts coming up. This didn't show up in qualifying. I can't take Copse flat out. I have to lift off, and I just get so much understeer. Look at this. Stroll passes us. We get understeer through the latter part of Maggots into Beckett, and Ocon and Alonso get by us. So we just lost all the good work made up. We're going to lose a place to Schumacher and a Haas. That I refuse to let happen. I'm not letting a Haas pass us. That's just too depressing. But this is the problem I've been having all race, as I mentioned before. Ooh, they hit the back of Esteban Ocon again. We seem to love making contact with the rear of cars. I think that's probably a side effect of braking point, because we did that a lot in there too. On to lap 2 now. We're trying to see if we're going to stay with Ocon. We get understeer again into Abbey. This is ridiculous as Schumacher tries to get a move. He dived on the inside of Village into the loop, into the hairpin, and well, I just don't know what to say. This is I don't understand. Look, I'm going to show you another. And again, hitting through Copse again, understeer again. I have to brake. I have to lift off while the AI is just going flat through. I'm wondering if this has something to do with the controller. But as we go through Maggots, Beckett, Schumacher pokes his nose on the inside. Gio pokes his nose again through the outside. We give him some space. What the? Oh, maybe we didn't give our old teammate enough space.
Okay, the incident has been cleared.
Well, we just ruined Giovinazzi's race, showing there's no love lost between our former teammate from F1 2020. As you can see, well, actually, I'm going to put that a little more in Gio. Ooh, we actually made contact with Schumacher, but look at Gio. Like, he does come alongside us, fair play. But I was indebted to the corner because I was ahead. He only had his nose in. That means that maybe I could have been a little more of a gentleman about it and given him a little more space. But yeah. Also, Alfa Romeo is our competition for 7th in the Constructors. Or 8th in the Constructors. Sorry, I'm being a little optimistic there. 8th in the Constructors. So yeah, as you can see, Gio just pokes his nose on the inside, and his left front tire just collides with our right rear. I mean, he's alongside us there, but... Okay, well, you know what?
Yeah, guys, this guy is honestly so stupid.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think that's more blame on us. Sorry, Gio. Hopefully, we have no love lost from last year. But anyway, enough about that. We just took out our competition. Not fair, actually. That was not good. That's going to look bad. The press is going to have a field day with that. But as you can see, Ocon and Alonso are just extending the gap to us. So we just need a miracle to be able to catch up to these Alpines, because we just can't take Copse again. This is just really frustrating. We need... Yeah, something's got to happen. As you can see, they're extending the gap. Ocon was... We were within about 3 seconds. We were heading into the lower 2 seconds. But... Jeff, stop feeding me useless information right now. Anyways, as you can see, we've caught up now. 3 seconds. Yellow flag ahead, though. One of the Alpines is going slow. Oh, I guess I must have willed into existence as I break through Copse, which is a sin. And oh, there's smoke coming out of the back of Fernando Alonso's Alpines on a Renault engine. It's finally popped. I'm surprised that hasn't happened more often. I think it happens. As Fernando Alonso exits the Grand Prix, we could use a safety car right now, honestly, but nothing. Here's the replay. Oh! Alonso almost runs right into the side of his teammate Ocon. His engine blows up into Copse. He's still able to take it flat out better than us. And oh! I think he was trying to pull over to the left-hand side, but Ocon just barreled through. So Alonso and Ocon, there's going to be some fireworks in the Alpine garage, hopefully. It doesn't explode in any, just like from Alonso's engine.
Engine problem, box, now.
Sorry, Fernando, I don't think you're going to be able to get to the box, so you're just going to have to settle with the side of the road here. He's pretty far away from the track, so no safety car. God, when are we going to... I don't think we've seen a safety car since France. That is appalling. Anyway, P12, we gain a free position, and Ocon is just extending the gap now. But we get within about 1.8 seconds now on the lap 8, and this is a pretty lonely race. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up to these guys because I know that overtakes is action in Formula 1 as we lift off in cups, and we go wide again. I don't know what to do, honestly. Like, is it the controller? Is it the setup? Is there something I can do about this? Let me know in the comments down below what I can do to fix this understeer problem, because it is really frustrating. We set a purple third sector, though, and we're catching up to Ocon. So maybe the soft tire runners are starting to experience some tire wear. And I'm right. Vettel pits for, I believe he's either going to, is it medium? He's going for medium compound tires. So, everyone's pitting. So we should be able to gain some free positions now, and hopefully our medium compound tires are in their window now where they're starting to operate well. We can pull a bit of a gap to the people behind. I doubt it because, well, all those cars are faster than us. We're up at the P6 now, so we're in the points, but keep in mind we have to pit. But hopefully, if we're able to build this gap, the soft compound tires we'll put on for the second stint will be able to propel us and make some good overtakes. As Ocon, our rival, pits, so we pass him into P5. But unfortunately, everyone ahead of us has managed to pit already. Actually, Ricardo hasn't pit yet because he's still on the medium compound tires. So, the medium tire strategy, I think the medium tires looks like they're doing well. So hopefully we can take some inspiration from that. As Hamilton pits up ahead, I'm going to see if we can pass him out of the pit lane. Put on hard compound tires.
You'll be on the softs.
That's peculiar. Huh. Okay. I mean, Hamilton, do what you will. We pass him, and though, to go to P4, but that's going to be a short-lived P4, I have a feeling, because that Mercedes is about 2 billion times faster than the speed of light compared to our Toyota. And as you can see, down the hangar straight, and Hamilton is just catching us. I mean, with DRS it's easier, but even without DRS, he's want to do it. So we just let him by. There's no point fighting him. He's going to make our race worse. We got to extend the gap to Max Verstappen, though, because he's in our race. As we, oh, well, why? I don't know what I was doing there. I just completely missed my braking point and almost hit the back of Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen, I think, would like that, though. Here we go into left field. Brooklyn, sorry. And into left field now. Whoa, that was a weird voice crack. And Verstappen is all up my backside. I managed to get in, but Verstappen's all up our backside. We go into Woodcock. And Verstappen's going to go around the outside. We're side by side into, oh no, cops. Oh, don't pull a Hamilton. Don't pull a Hamilton. Don't pull, oh, we steered too soon. We clattered a wall.
Lost the position. That's us down a place.
But no front wing damage. How is there no front wing damage? I completely clattered that wall. I'm surprised the tire didn't pop off there. I was so scared I was going to punt Verstappen like Hamilton did at the real-life British Grand Prix. That was a lot of anxiety. It was exactly the same, too. But anyways, as in the previous clip, our pit window's open. So we're going to come in this lap. Leclerc, though, is right up our backside. And, well, Perez is just behind him. Perez actually passes Leclerc because he's on the soft compound tires. So I think that we're just going to end up back where we started. And Silverstone has one of the longest pit lanes in Formula 1, so we're not going to be able to really benefit from going along on the mediums. So now we're just banking in on the soft compound tire being a quicker tire than everyone else in the field. But I have a feeling that that is quite optimistic. Anyway, here we are into the pit lane. The team, come on boys, give us a good stop. That's a terrible stop. Now I know why we don't give you that much money. Not to say that we have the money to spend, but that's why we don't give enough money. Anyway, out into the pit lane. Here we go, out of the pit lane, into P14. So we basically start one place down to where we started. So we got to put the pace on. Here we go. As it's hammer time now on the soft compound tire. Everyone around us is on the medium, so we should be faster than everyone around us. Let's see what we can do, and hopefully the grip will help us through Cop's corner. Crossing the line, we improve our lap time by 0.6 of a second, but nowhere near the fastest lap time, which shows that I think this is not a tire problem, but perhaps a weakness with the car. But here we go. Purple first sector. There's about, 5 laps left of this British Grand Prix. No, 7 laps of this British Grand Prix. I can't do math. Crossing the line, we improve again, but again, no fastest lap for us. So yeah, I just don't think our car is well suited to Silverstone. But if we manage to catch up to this train of cars, an AlphaTauri sandwich of Ocon, the Alpine filling, to this, well, train. Anyway, here we go, back behind Yuki Tsunoda. We're going to see if we can pull the same move on Max. Oh, we collide! Oh!
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Jeff, that was appalling. I basically used Tsunoda as a barrier. As you can see, we're pretty much ready to understeer into this corner. I dive down into a move that wasn't on, and I basically lose the back end. At this point, I'm surprised I don't slide right into the barrier, but as you can see, the contact of our rear tires straightens me up again, but my momentum is still propelling me forward. I'm still moving, and I take out some of Yuki's front wing. So I use Tsunoda twice as a barrier to stop my momentum. Yeah, that Japanese driver is not going to be happy seeing his fellow countrymen use him as a pin barrier. Honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't worse. Sorry, Yuki. Now, I'll send you something in the mail as a recompense. A Supra, maybe. Actually, no, you probably would want a Honda. Anyway, here we go, down the inside. Tsunoda tries to go around the outside, and we understeer through cops. Again. So the tires really aren't helping us right now. Oh, we can't make collision with Yuki Tsunoda again. Wow, this has been a really appalling British Grand Prix. P14 again. God, I mean, honestly, this has been a nightmare. I mean, it's been a pretty lonely drive, I will admit, but that still doesn't excuse the terrible feeling. Like, the car just did not feel good. All the momentum, all the confidence I gained through those 3-point scoring races have just gone. But with DRS and ERS, easy work on Yuki Tsunoda. Down to Wellington Straight, diving into Brooklands, and that's job done. P13, back where we started this race. That's okay. Well, nice enough the soft tires are worth something, and this wasn't just a completely bottled strategy. 4 laps left, and the gap to Ocon is 2.7 seconds. But Tsunoda has into DRS range. The AlphaTauri is even the AlphaTauri is a better car than us. So we have to be able to hold off Tsunoda. Here we go, defensive work down, off, and we, through Vale, that's Stowe, we get track limits warning. Again. Two more of those, and we get a penalty. But we do it again on the next lap, but... Wait, I'm sorry, how was that not a penalty? That was a way more obvious corner cut than the first one we did. Yeah. Understeer again is just happening. Here we go, we hit the apex, but I just can't get this car straightened. I have to lift off, and that's gonna... Okay, I'm confused. I mean, at least the game's accurate. The FIA just doesn't know how to assign penalties. Realistic. Good on you, Codemasters. Anyway, we managed to catch up to Ocon, 4/10 ahead. We'll see if we can make a move. Gasly's just ahead too, so P11, it's in the cards. Points, obviously, I don't think it is, because it isn't, because it's the penultimate lap. We're going to lift off, we're going to hit the apex, and we go wide through cups again. And Ocon is beginning to extend the gap through Maggots into Beckett's, sweeping side by side, and the understeer once again is atrocious. So I think we have some front wing damage as we go out onto the grass, lose the back end, and Ocon manages to gain a second through 3 corners. God, I'm so happy. I can't wait for this to end. But I don't think anything bad can happen. We go through... I forgot what the name is. And we get a 3-second time penalty. Thank you, FIA. We're going to finish P14. Worse than our starting position. This has been an appalling British Grand Prix on our part. No points, not able to capitalize on anything. Valtteri Bottas wins the British Grand Prix, so Hamilton is unable in our alternate Formula 1 universe to get a victory, his 7th around Silverstone.
That's the end of the race.
So P14, I think it's a snap back to reality. This is where the car is. The last 3 performances were great, good points. Actually, no, the last 2 performances were good. We didn't score in Austria. So yeah, just another snap back to reality for the team.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
And, I mean, I called it when I saw the Q2 result. Everyone who started on a medium tire in the top 10 caught on the podium. Daniel Ricciardo gets P2. Keep in mind, again, in this universe, this is his first podium in McLaren. So that's an amazing job. Hamilton third, not great for his championship drive. Bottas is actually looking pretty good for once in that Mercedes seat to challenge Hamilton. But yeah, as you can see, P14, not great. Not great at all. I mean, we didn't hardly made any moves. All the places we made up on the first lap immediately were gone. Like George Russell said about the real life US Grand Prix, we suddenly just decided to go into reverse. And it all stemmed down to understeer. So I think, is it a setup problem? Did I have damage? I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Sato doesn't move from his spot in P17, and we basically ruined Gio's race. We finished dead last. Feels bad. Stay into P12 with 12 points in the championship. Sato obviously not contributing anything to the constructors, but thankfully none of our rivals scored. So take that as you will. We're still in 12th. Sorry, we have 12 points. We're still in 8th place. And Alpine didn't score this race either, I just realized. So they're still within reach 2 points. So P7 in the constructors is still on. And having Alpine as a barrier to Alfa Romeo would be amazing. But anyway, that was the British Grand Prix. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, share the love. And I'll see you guys real soon for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hopefully that's a good circuit, although it's Monaco without the barriers, so if you remember how Monaco went for us, it's not going to be fun. But join us anyway. Hopefully I can prove myself wrong. Thank you so much for joining me again. Remember, stay safe out there in this crazy world. I'm the ISO Racer. Life's a marathon, not a sprint. But make sure you're always in a position to win. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.